In this video, we will see that how we can generate section properties and SEC file format using Midas CAD ID. So for that, here we have taken an example of a PSC box girder bridge with several openings over here. And for the composite section, we have also taken an example of a composite PSC eye girder. So before heading for the section property calculation, just make sure that there is no polyline in your cross section. So for that, we have different polylines. So we need to convert these polylines into singular lines. So first we will select the whole cross section and we will press X key on the keyboard for the explode command, and we will press the space key. So now all the polylines are now being converted to the singular lines. Now we will head towards the section property calculation part. So in a command line, we will type a command as SPC, which is a shortcut for the section property calculator, and we will press the space key. Over here, the create SPC section dialog box shall appear. Over here, click on add button and just select the whole cross section. Assign the section name as PSC box diaphragm section. Section type will be the plane. Here the selection icon is provided for the selection of the external and internal objects. So first we will select the external object and we will choose whole cross section as an external object. And now for internal object, we will just click on this icon and we will select the entire closed loop of the openings. After selecting a loop, you need to press space key. So you can see that select zero interval closed boundary is now got changed to select one internal closed boundary. Similarly, we will select other openings and we will press space key each time. After selecting all the closed loops, we can either click on this selection complete option, or we can just press E and space key. So now we can see the preview of a PSC box, and over here in the mesh size, we can define the mesh size as a coarse or a finer. And since our drawing is in millimeters right now, so we will let the length unit remain as millimeters, and we will now just go for the calculate civil section properties. So you can see that over here under the section property tab, the area, ASY, moment of inertia, all the required properties have been calculated. And if you want, now you can change the length unit from millimeters to the meter. And we will just go to the option over here, which is SEC export option. We'll just click on it. After clicking on that tab, export dialog box shall appear on the screen. We will assign the file name as PSC box diaphragm and save as type as SEC and click on save and click on OK. Similarly for composite PSC eye girder, so for that we need to first define the deck slab and PSC eye girder bridge as a different entities, and later on we will combine them as a composite section. So we will just type SPC and we will go to the add option and we'll select the deck slab. Assign the section name as deck. Section type will be plane, and for the external object we will select the deck part only, and we will calculate the civil section properties and we will click on OK. Similarly for PSC eye girder, we will select the PSC eye girder section, assign the section name as PSC eye, section type will be plane, And for the external objects, we will select the PSCI girder. Now calculate the civil section properties and we will click on OK. Now we will go for the composite section, the combination of the deck slab and the PSCI girder. So for that we will click on add and select the entire cross section. Assign the section name as Composite PSCI, and for now the section type will be composite. Before heading towards the material settings, let us first change the force unit from Newton to kilonewton and millimeters to meter as a length unit for our convenience. And we will go to the material settings. Over here we will define the material name as deck concrete. For now, let us assume that the deck has a M20 grade of concrete, and for that the modulus of elasticity will be 22,360,679 kilonewton per meter square, and the Poisson's ratio will be 0.2. The density will be 25 kilonewton per meter cube. And for another material, we will assign the PSCI concrete. For now we will assume that the PSCI girder has a M25 grade of concrete, and for that the modulus of elasticity will be 25,000 multiplied by 1000, and the Poisson's ratio will be same 0.2, and the density will also be the same 25 kilonewton per meter cube. For now we will assign the deck as a base material and we'll click on OK. Now we will change the length unit from meter to millimeters and kilonewton to newton. Now we will calculate the civil section properties, and if we want, then we can change the unit of the section properties from millimeters to meter now. And now we will go to the SEC export option and we will assign the file name as composite PSCI with our type as .sec, and we will click on save. We will click on OK and close. So that's how we can generate section properties from Midas CAD ID, and we can export .sec file format from Midas CAD ID.